Not sure how that works.
No, well, we shall see how what happens. Uh, okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
भगवते वासुदेवाय
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
भगवते वासुदेवाय
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
भगवते वासुदेवाय
नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये शृणुतां सकला कृष्णा पुण्यश्रवण कीर्तना तस्थो हि भद्राणि विधुनोति सुरक्षतां नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवते उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रसाय भूते श्रीमति जयंत गोस्वामी इति नामिने नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रसाय भूते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिव सदी गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Right. So, thank you. We are few today, but when the going gets tough, the tough lot gets going. So, a lot of sickness, just to keep the online devotees in picture. We have a lot of sickness here at the moment. Wellington is having its real change of weathers, sometimes very hot and sometimes not hot, sometimes warm and sometimes very, very cold suddenly. So now it's the cold time. We have to keep the curtains drawn just to keep the warmth inside of the heater. So is it warm enough?
Yeah.
We can put the heater on. If I open the curtain, then it's very cold. Okay, so we were looking at the excuses and we discussed those which Arjun was using to not stand by. If I can move this away somewhere. Oops. Oh, stand by. Just need to get that. Right. So we were just looking at some of the excuses that Arjun was making. And last week we were continuing with the first excuse of compassion. These are my own people. I don't want to fight with them because I'll be killing my own people. So last week, the verse we did was 2.21, right? In which Krishna was reiterating. Krishna दोबारा से पिछले हफ्ते यही बता रहे थे. He was repeating the importance of understanding that there is a difference between body and the soul. आत्मा और शरीर में अंतर होता है. यही बात बार बार कृष्ण दोहरा रहे थे. और पिछले हफ्ते लास्ट वीक कृष्णा सेड दिस. कृष्ण ने पिछले हफ्ते क्या कहा? वेदा विनाशिनम नित्यम एनीवन अव्ययम कथम स पुरुषा पार्था कम घातयति हंतिकम. इसका मीनिंग क्या हुआ? ओ पार्थ, how can a person who knows that the soul is indestructible, eternal, unborn, and immutable kill anyone or cause anyone to kill? The same words have been used previously. पहले भी ये शब्द इस्तेमाल हो चुके हैं कि आत्मा को तोड़ा नहीं जा सकता, शाश्वत है, अजन्मा है. And the same words are being used again in the last week's verse. Just Krishna is making sure Arjun understands that his relatives अर्जुन को बार बार इसलिए समझा रहे हैं ताकि उसके दिमाग में ये हमेशा के लिए आ जाए that his relatives or his teachers Bhishma and Drona are not bodies, they are souls and they will not be dying. कि भीष्म और द्रोणा शरीर नहीं, आत्माएं हैं असली में. और आत्मा मारी नहीं जा सकती, इसलिए आपके अध्यापक जो हैं, आपके गुरु जो हैं, वो कभी मारे नहीं जाएंगे, चाहे आप उनको इस युद्ध में मार दो तो। और जो मरेगा तो शरीर मरेगा। वॉट विल डाई, ओ अर्जुन, विल बी द बॉडी एंड नॉट द सोल। एंड नाउ there could be a question in the mind of, oh, sorry. There could be a question asked, why is it behaving like this? Yeah. Nasima, do you know what is the issue? Stand by. I'll just fix it. Right. No. Why is it not behaving, Nasima? I just wanted one and the other. Let's try again if it works. Hmm? Okay, let's try this way. We'll have to manually do it if it doesn't work that way. So now this is in Hindi actually, but I'll just translate it. This is from Sridhar Goswami's commentary. What he's saying is there's a link between the previous verse and the verse we are going to do today. पिछले सप्ताह में जो हमने श्लोक किया और आज के श्लोक में एक लिंक है। तो वो कड़ी क्या है? What is the link between the two verses? Now, Krishna said that he gave the characteristics of the Atma. Krishna has ने आत्मा की विशेषताएं बताई हैं. Now Arjun may ask this question. यदि कहो कि आत्मा नाश न होने पर भी उसके शरीर का नाश तो होता ही है, इसी का विचार करके मैं शोक कर रहा हूं, तो इस पर कृष्ण क्या कहते हैं? What it means is, Arjun may ask, okay, if the soul is indestructible, but at least the body is dying. Narasimha, there may be a cell phone, my cell phone lying there. I got my notes on that. I just need to read this. Should be somewhere on the shelf. Thank you. So the Krishna is saying here, the Arjuna is saying, oh Krishna, I can understand, granting that the soul does not die. मान लिया आत्मा नहीं मरती है. Still, the bodies of the men called Bhishma and others are going to be destroyed in the battle. लेकिन इनके शरीर तो मृत होंगे, भीष्म और मेरे बाकी लोगों के. दिस इज रॉन्ग बिकॉज it will improperly deprive them of the happiness they derive from their bodies. उस शरीर से कुछ तो सुख पा ही रहे हैं ना ये, वो उनको सुख नहीं मिलेगा ना. And that's what I'm lamenting about, that they will lose their happiness they may derive from their bodies. Now, to counter that, or to explain better, Krishna is coming up with the answer. Narsimha, this is not behaving as one and the other. Anyway, let's keep going. So to answer that, Krishna is speaking today's verse. Mataji, would you like to? So first Prabhuji's, yeah. Would you like to say that verse loudly? Loudly.
वासांसि जीर्णानि यथा विहाय
वासांसि जीर्णानि यथा विहाय
नवानि गृह्णाति नरोपराणि
नवानि गृह्णाति नरोपराणि
शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णानि
तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णानि
संयाति नवानि देहि
अन्यानि संयाति नवानि देहि. माताजी.
वासांसि जीर्णानि यथा विहाय
वासांसि जीर्णानि यथा विहाय नवानि गृह्णाति नरोपराणि
जीर्णानि
तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णानि अन्यानि सम्याति नवानि देहि. Mataji, do you want to try? 22. 222.
Oh, do you want to use the book marker? Okay.
Vasamsi jirnani yata vihaya
Vasamsi jirnani yatha vihaya
navagrinati naroparani
navani grihnati naroparani
vihaya jirnani
yatatha sharirani vihaya jirnani anya
samyati navani dehi.
anyani samyati navani dehi. Let me just say it once. Vasamsi jirnani yatha vihaya navani grihnati naroparaनि तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णानि अन्यानि सम्याति नवानि देहि. I think because this is a very important verse, normally we don't do word for word, but let's do the word for word also for this particular verse. Important verse hai, and if we can, we should memorize this. इस श्लोक को याद करना चाहिए. We should remember this verse, memorize it. Vashamsi means garments. Jirnani, old and worn out. Yatha, just as. Vihaya, giving up. Navani, new garments. Navani जैसे नया बोलते हैं ना, नया, new. Grihnati, does accept. Naraha, a man. Aparani, others. Tatha, in the same way. Sharirani, bodies. Vihaya, giving up. Jirnani, old and useless. Anyani, different. Samyati, verily accepts. Who knows the meaning of the word verily?
Pretty much.
Verily accepts.
Sort of.
Sort of. Pretty much. Any other guesses?
Like with open arms, just takes it.
Verily means certainly. सब तुक्का मारते हैं. All wild guesses here. Lucky.
Different sound like.
Verily means certainly. ये पहला word, this word verily means certainly accepts. Means there is a surety you will get. So it is not that you will not get anything. Navani, new sets. Dehi, the body, the embodied. We are not talking of deha here. We discussed this before. There's a difference between the word deha and dehi. Deha means body and dehi means the embodied. जो बॉडी में ढका गया है उसको देही कहते हैं. Deh means body, dehi means embodied. And we'll have this, the word dehi coming many times actually. I think a couple of verses later, 20, I think, no, 30, 30, yeah, the very first word is dehi. Dehi nityam avadyoyam in the verse 30. Couple of weeks from now. So, okay, translation. Sita Mataji, do you want to say loud enough translation, please?
As a person puts on new garments, giving up old ones, the soul similarly accepts new material bodies, giving up the old and useless garments.
As a person puts on new garments, जैसे कोई भी व्यक्ति नए कपड़े वस्त्र धारण करता है, as a person puts on new garments, giving up old ones, पुराने छोड़कर, the soul, आत्मा भी similarly, वैसे ही accepts new material bodies. We are talking of material bodies, accepts material bodies. वैसे ही आत्मा भी नया भौतिक शरीर पाती है, गिविंग अप द ओल्ड एंड द यूजलेस वंस. जो पुराना हो गया शरीर उसको छोड़कर नया शरीर पाती है. Why is Krishna suddenly talking of this? Any guesses?
Because Arjun is lamenting that the body will be destroyed.
Yes.
They won't be able to continue the enjoyment.
Thank you. It was a link of today, जो आज की कड़ी है उससे मतलब निकल. The link today is that Arjun may think that my teachers or others will be losing their bodies with which they could have enjoyed. And Krishna is telling him that they'll be giving up this body, but that doesn't mean they will not get the body. They'll get a new body, better body, maybe, depending on their karma. And we'll have a look at that. So they'll get a new body, fresh body, should be happy instead of lamenting. And that's the purpose of today's verse. And we say, many times very regularly we use this particular text or the subject of this text in our day-to-day conversations as well. And that's why the importance of this verse. As a person puts on new garments, giving up old ones, the soul similarly accepts new material bodies, giving up the old and the useless ones. Let's have a look what we have in our PowerPoint for today. I hope I can bring it. Okay. So we looked at the verse. We looked at translation. So, as a person puts on new garments, giving up old ones, what is being described? Let me ask you a question before we go any further. We just said, Krishna says, they will get a new body. Atma gets a new body. Is this, we are talking of transmigration or are we talking of reincarnation? We're talking of reincarnation, as you say. That's your answer, right?
Yes.
Any other answers? Is it transmigration or is it reincarnation? And if whatever answer you give, please tell me what is the difference. First, let us see what the others have to say. Mataji, any guess? Is it transmigration or reincarnation? And what is the difference between the two terms?
Transmigration if the soul is from one body to another.
Uh-huh.
Reincarnation is from another birth. I'm not sure exactly.
You're pretty much on the good track. Yes. The focus between the two words or the processes is different. Okay, let me just read out some of the notes. It's actually quite important. Essentially, in this verse, इस श्लोक में the process of transmigration is described, not reincarnation. Okay, transmigration. Usually we use the word reincarnation and transmigration interchangeably. But they are different. They are not the same. In transmigration, the focus is on the journey. For example, the birds migrate from place A to place B, right? So they migrate. We grow from a lower ground to the higher ground. That's migrating. One country to the other, we migrate. So that's transmigration. Basically, so transmigration talks about the travel of the soul from trans means across. So from one body to another body, it's called transmigration. In transmigration, the focus is on the journey aspect. So journey means we have a journey of 8.4 million species. 84 लाख योनियों में हमारा जो भ्रमण होता है, एक योनि से दूसरे में, एक शरीर से दूसरे में, our movement, our migration from one type of body to another in these 8.4 million species is called transmigration. The focus is from one body to another type of body. Whereas in reincarnation, the focus is on coming into flesh.
Flesh is inhuman.
You know, punarjanm, there is no correct actually English word for it. So they say coming into flesh, and flesh is the closest, carnation.
Material body.
Yes. So when the body comes into flesh, it's called reincarnation. When it goes from one body to another, it's transmigration. Okay? That's the difference between the
It's
two.
going into, then coming into.
Sorry?
Transmigration is going into.
Going into another body. That's one is coming into flesh. Okay? You're getting you
So
could.
flesh or any other species.
Reincarnation generally is human only.
Yes, yeah, that's what I meant.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. So, transmigration here, this particular verse is talking of transmigration. We're changing bodies from one to the other tile. So, in this, a couple of weeks back, we talked of the concept of rebirth. Can we look at 2.13, please? Dehino asmin yatha dehe tatha dehantaram praptir dhiras tatna mohete. So what is the translation for that verse?
Body
Oh, why was that?
changes to old age. The soul similarly passes into another body. A sober person is not bewildered by such a.
Sober person is not bewildered by such a change. As the embodied soul, Dehi, you see the word Dehi is used here in 213. As the embodied soul continuously passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. Into another body at death. It's getting transmigrated. Okay? A sober person is not bewildered by such a change. Right? So, concept of rebirth. Let's see. So the disparity between human beings can be explained. Now, when we say the word disparity between human beings, it means why humans are different.
They have higher consciousness.
No, one is tall, one is short, one is dark, one is bright. Why human beings are different? Why is it one is born rich, one is born poor? One doesn't have an eye, blind, half blind. The disparity between human beings, हम लोग मनुष्य अलग अलग क्यों होते हैं, can be explained rationally only when we accept the concept of rebirth. Now, because why I'm saying this rebirth is because today's verse or 213, the previous week's verse, many weeks before, Dehino Asmani Yathade, both verses are talking of concept of rebirth. Okay? Transmigration into a body. Now, when we are soul, we are all the same. Then why do we get a different bodies? This time, Drona and Bhishma, were in human form and kingly forms, opulent forms. The next time they will be in another body. And we are trying to look the concept of rebirth and see with this rebirth, why do we get different types of situations in the next life? The disparity between human beings can be explained rationally only when we accept the concept of rebirth. Some people do not believe that we are born again. They do not believe that there is a birth after death. कुछ लोग मृत्यु के बाद जन्म का मानते ही नहीं है. वो कहते हैं यही शरीर खत्म हो गया, बस everything is finished. And these verses actually refute that point. And they say there is definitely life after death. इस यहां पे मृत्यु के बाद भी जीवन है. The soul continues. It is alive. It never dies. It just gets another body as we get new set of clothes. जैसे हमें नए कपड़े मिलते हैं, हम पुराने छोड़ देते हैं, वैसे ही आत्मा पुराने शरीर को छोड़ के नया अपना लेती है. तो इसका मतलब that means there is a rebirth. And if somebody challenges, no, I don't believe there's a rebirth, then we have to simply ask the question, why are we all born differently? There has to be some logic. Why is one born blind and the other not? Somebody may say, oh, one is born blind because it's God's will. कृष्णा की मर्जी है, उसने बना दिया जी ऐसा. Then all the newborns should be blind also. What does Krishna say in 9:29? Can somebody read that? 9:29. Let us see. Samoham Sarvbhuteshu. Does anyone remember that? Sorry?
That one.
Which one?
As one surrenders unto me, I will reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path.
No.
Expects that's not them.
No, not that one. 9:39. 29, sorry. 9:29.
29.
I envy no one, nor am I partial to anyone. I am equal to all. But whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend, is in me, and I am also a friend to him.
समो अहम सर्वभूतेषु. मैं सबके लिए समान हूं. I am equally disposed to everyone. I envy no one, nor am I partial to anyone. I am equal to all. I am samo, sam. समान हूं मैं. समो अहम, I. Sarvabhuteshu, to all the living entities, I am the same. So if Krishna acts same or equally disposed to all, why did he create one as blind and the others not? So it cannot be Krishna's will, because Krishna is supposed to be equal to everyone. One may argue, I was just born. In this life, I have no karma. मैं तो अभी जन्मा हूं, मैं तो अभी पैदा हुआ हूं. I am just born. So in this life, I have no karma. How did I become blind? Isn't it? Then logically, it is the past life karma, not the present life karma. Logic hai. That whatever you are facing, whatever body you have got, is because of your past life karmas and not the present life karmas. You may be a 5-year-old child, you have done no bad karmas to anyone. Why are you born blind? A rebirth is according to the past life karmas. So, does anyone remember the verse which tells us that it is because of the past life karmas? Three, 3.3, 1.1, 331, 1. It won't be in your book, Mataji. Oh, sorry, 331, 1. But these are very important verses. You should just keep in mind. why do we get the type of body we get? Sri Bhagavan Uvacha, Bhagavan ne kaha, this is from Srimad Bhagavatam, third canto. Karmana Daiva Netrena. Because of our past karmas and because of the supervision of the Lord. Jantur means the jiva, the jantu. Deha, now this is two words. Deha upapatyate, upapattaye. Deho upapattaye. Two words. Deha plus upapattaye. The jantu, deha, gets a body. Upapatte means to achieve, to attain. A deha means body. A living entity gets the body according to the karmana, devanetrena. And what is the translation? Mataji, do you want to read the translation, please? Yeah. Yeah, on the screen.
Oh, we can't see the screen probably.
You can't see the screen. Oh.
Yeah, I thought that's
Oh, I thought throughout that you were watching the screen. Stand by.
because you were having some issues, so I thought you couldn't connect to the screen.
No. It's very much connected. Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. So can you just read this now?
The personality of Godhead said, under the supervision of the Supreme Lord and according to the result of his work, the living entity, the soul, is made to enter into the womb of a woman through the particle of male semen to assume a particular type of body.
So what does Krishna say here? Under the supervision of the Lord and according to the results of his work, पिछले जन्म के कर्म, the past life karmas are dictating what type of body you will get in your next life or this life. Whatever karmas we do now is actually going to dictate our next body. आज आप जो कर्म कर रहे हैं वो आपका अगला शरीर बना रही है. ये सारे कर्म आपके अगला शरीर बना रहे हैं, बुरे और अच्छे जैसे भी किए हैं. Whatever type of works or fruitive activities you have performed, karmas you have performed, they are going to dictate what kind of body you will get next. Okay. So, rebirth is according to the past karmas. Now, there's a question. Normally, if we go in a court, we may say, oh, I didn't do it. Is there a witness? I didn't perform any karmas. Is there a witness? So, you may say, I didn't do anything bad in my last life. Is there a witness?
The super soul?
Super soul, very good. That's one. Any other witnesses?
Um,
Do you think there are witnesses?
yeah, probably.
किसी ने देखा है आपको पिछले जन्म के बुरे कर्म करते हुए? आप तो कहोगे मैंने तो किए ही नहीं थे. क्या प्रूफ है? What is the proof? I didn't do it. So Mataji is saying, परमात्मा जो हमारे शरीर में है, the super soul within our body, that's one witness. Any others?
The Yama and his associates. The
Yamraj and his associates. Well, Yamraj, okay, not associates. Who else? But you have actually pointed at a very good point. I'll give you a short story here. Once, you know the Ajamil story?
yes.
Yes? So Ajamil, at a very elderly age, he's about to leave his body. And he has done a lot of, fruitive activities. Let's put it simple. He married a prostitute. He was a Brahmin, a good Brahmin actually. And one day, जिनको ये कहानी नहीं पता मैं उनके लिए दोहरा देता हूँ यार. Those who don't know about this, Ajamil is the name of a Brahmana. In his younger days, he was a good Brahmin. He was going for some work when he came across two persons having an intimate relationship. And he got attracted to the lady, who was actually a society girl. And eventually he left his own wife and brought this new wife, bad karma, and from her he had many children. Now, because he was a Brahmana and he was good at one time, he had good morals, although he lost his morals. एक अच्छा ब्राह्मण था कभी पहले, चाहे वो ऐसी स्त्री के संग में ऐसी नई पत्नी लाके उसके कुछ बच्चे हुए, लेकिन पुराने कुछ अच्छे कर्म थे जिससे बिकॉज ऑफ सम गुड karmas there were some devotees who came and stayed at his home and they saw his wife was pregnant. तो उन साधुओं ने देखा कि पत्नी गर्भवती है, and they were served very well. उनकी अच्छी सेवा की, और जाते समय at the time of departure the sages said, if you when you have a son, please name him Narayan. So when he had the son, he named the son Narayan. And because the Narayan was the youngest one, every time he was calling Narayan, 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 Narayan. At the time of death, it was the same situation. He was calling Narayan. He was not thinking of God Narayan, he was thinking of his son Narayan. Now, because of his bad karmas, Yamdutas came to take him away. यमदूत आ गए उसको लेने के लिए, तेरे तो कर्म बहुत बुरे हैं भाई. But because he was chanting the name of Narayan at the last minute, the Vishnu Dutas also came. विष्णु के दूत भी आ गए वहां पे. And they stopped Yamdutas from taking his body. यमदूतों को कह दिया विष्णु दूतों ने, तुम ये शरीर नहीं ले जा सकते, इसने तो नारायण का नाम लिया है. During that conversation between Vishnu Dutas and Yamdutas, Vishnu Dutas ask questions to Yamdut. And in answer to one of the questions, Yamdutas are now giving the witnesses who normally see the bad activities or all the activities of any human being. किसी भी एक प्राणी की अच्छे या बुरे जो भी कर्म है उसके, उसको देखने वाले कौन लोग हैं, वो कौन रिकॉर्ड रखते हैं, अब यमदूत बता रहे हैं. यमदूत भी पढ़े लिखे हैं, यमराज से पढ़े हुए हैं वो. They are intelligent as well, not fully, completely foolish. So what they say here, Suryo Agnir, this is very important. हमारे लिए भी, this for us also it's very important because we should know. Sometimes we think हम यहाँ छुप जाएंगे वहाँ छुप. Sometimes we think we can hide here, we can change our country, you can change the city, things will become better, nobody will know what bad karmas we are doing or will do. We have people who have done major bank frauds in India and have gone to UK and taken shelter there. And it's becoming difficult for Indian government to bring them back to India. आ रहे हैं धीरे धीरे, but the point is, people think I can change stations, I can go somewhere else, I'll hide myself, nobody is watching me. And Yamadutas clarify here, nobody can hide. So who are the witnesses? Suryo Agnir Ham Marud Devaha Somaha Sandhyahani Dishaha. Disha means directions. Even directions, जो दिशाएं होती हैं, they are also entities. कम खुहु स्वयं धर्मीति हयेते देहयस्य साक्षिणः. साक्षिणः, साक्षी हैं ये, witness हैं ये, these are witnesses. So what is the translation? The sun, the fire, the sky, air, demigods, moon, evening, day, night, directions, water, land, and super soul himself all witness the activities of living entity. Surya, Agni, Akash, वायु, देवता, चंद्रमा, शाम, सुबह, रात्रि, दिशाएं, पानी, थल, थल मतलब लैंड, और परमात्मा जो आपके अंदर बैठा है. You may hide away from everyone. How will you hide from the Paramatma who is sitting inside you and making a record of your activities? We discussed this from Mundak Upanishad. Two birds on a tree. One is eating the fruits and the other is watching. That's your super soul, Paramatma. So if somebody says, I have not done any bad karmas in my past life, why was I born blind or with one leg only, limping? The answer is that there are witnesses who have seen your bad karmas because of which you deserve the body you got. And those witnesses I have just quoted to you from the scripture itself. आप ये नहीं कह सकते कि मुझे किसने देखा है. इन सब 13 लोगों ने देखा है आपको. वायु से कहां छुपोगे? हाउ फार विल यू रन अवे फ्रॉम द एयर? हाउ फार विल यू रन अवे फ्रॉम द सुपर सोल? How far will you run away from the evening or the day or the night or sun? सूर्य से कहां तक भागोगे? Okay, so let's get on with today. So I've just described to you 6142, Canto 6, that there are witnesses to it, and this is what the Yamdutas have. Okay, it's got a very good purport. Who read the last? Sita Mataji, do you want to read the purport of this? Slowly, loudly, please.
The members of some religious sects, especially Christians, do not believe in the reactions of karma. We once had a discussion with a learned Christian
Professor,
who argued that although people are generally punished after the witnesses of their misdeeds are examined, where are the witnesses responsible for one's suffering, the reactions of past karma?
thank you, Mataji. The members of some religious sects, कुछ ऐसे भी धर्म हैं, especially Christians, जैसे Christianity, do not believe in the reaction of karma. वो कर्म लगने में विश्वास नहीं करते हैं, कर्मों के फल में विश्वास नहीं करते हैं. प्रभुपाद कहते हैं, once we had a discussion with a learned Christian professor, एक क्रिश्चियन प्रोफेसर के साथ हमारी वार्तालाप हुआ, और उस क्रिश्चियन प्रोफेसर वो argued that although people are generally punished after the witnesses of their misdeeds are examined, where are the witnesses responsible for one's suffering the reactions of past karma? उसने ये माना कि yes, for this particular life, whatever we do bad in the court, people can be judged by their karmas, by the witnesses. But where are the witnesses for the past life karma? यही सवाल एक प्रोफेसर ने किया प्रभुपाद से. To such a person, the answer by the Yamlutas is given here. उन लोगों के लिए जो पिछले जन्म के कर्मों को नहीं मानते या ये नहीं मानते कि कोई साक्षी होता है इनके पिछले कर्मों का, उनके लिए इस श्लोक में यमदूतों ने जवाब दिया है. The Yamdutas have answered it. Mataji, please continue.
A conviction still thinks that he is working stealthily and that no one can see his sinful activity. But we can understand from the Shastras that there are many witnesses, including the sun, fire, sky, air, moon, demigods, evening, day, night, directions, water, land, and the super self. Himself who sits with the individual
soul within the heart. So, if we say a conditioned soul thinks that he is working steadily, मेरे को कौन देख रहा है? Nobody is watching me. But we can understand from the Shastras. ऊपर हमने देखा, क्या देखा? There are many witnesses. बहुत हैं साक्षी आपको देखने वाले, including the sun, fire, etc., etc., and including the Paramatma, super soul, who sits in the individual within his heart. Wherever you go, the Paramatma, the witness, the Sakshi is coming with you. He's keeping a record of your activities. Where is the dearth of witnesses? What is the meaning of the word dearth? What is the meaning of the word dearth? Shortage. Where is the shortage of witness? कमी कहाँ है? साक्षियों में बहुत साक्षी हैं आपको देखने वाले. The witnesses and the Supreme Lord both exist, and therefore so many living entities are elevated to higher planetary systems or degraded to lower planetary systems. क्योंकि ये सब साक्षी आपको देख रहे हैं, इसलिए कुछ आत्माओं को ऊपर वाले ग्रहों में जगह मिलती है और कुछ को नीचे वालों में, इंक्लूडिंग द हेलिश प्लैनेट. कुछ नर्क में जाते हैं और कुछ स्वर्ग में जाते हैं. There are no discrepancies because everything is arranged perfectly by the management of the Supreme Lord. We'll stop on this particular one. So we have seen that we cannot say that there is no rebirth. There is rebirth. We cannot say that we cannot argue why I have got a different body or inferior body than the others. It's because of your karmas. We cannot say, if I have done any karmas, who is the witness? We have told you who the witnesses are, and those witnesses do give their reports to Krishna. And we also saw 331.1, in which we said the karmas are the actual reasons for which we get the next body. अगला शरीर आपको आज के कर्मों की वजह से मिलेगा. Okay. So let's read the purport of today. आज का जो श्लोक है हम उसकी कमेंट्री पढ़ते हैं, purport of Prabhupada. So what was the translation today, Nasimha Prabhu?
As a person puts on new garments, giving up old ones, the soul similarly accepts new material bodies, giving up the old and garments.
जैसे पुराना शरीर छोड़ा, we got the new body. Similarly, it's as if we have changed the garments here. Purport. Prabhu, please, slowly, can you continue on this purport?
Change of body by the atomic individual soul is an accepted fact. Even the modern scientists who do not believe in the existence of soul, but at the same time cannot explain the source of energy from the heart, have to accept continuous change from the body, which appears from childhood to boyhood, and from boyhood to youth, and again from youth to old age.
Thank you. So even the modern scientists who do not believe in the existence of soul, जो आज के नए वैज्ञानिक हैं वो आत्मा को मानते नहीं हैं, but at the same time they cannot explain the source of energy from the heart. हमारे शरीर में ये एनर्जी, उसका स्रोत क्या है, ऊर्जा का स्रोत क्या है, what is the source of energy in our body? But they have to accept the continuous change of the body. इतना तो मानते ही हो कि कभी हम बचपन में थे, फिर थोड़े बड़े हुए, अब बूढ़े हो रहे हैं, तो शरीर बदल तो रहा है. From old age, the change is transferred to another body. So there is a change. Even scientists have to accept. You can take out your photograph of childhood and see what you look different in the mirror. There's a change. And the next change is, which is not visible to us with the naked eyes, that the same soul will get the next body. वो भी change है. This has already been explained in the previous verse 213, and we did that today. Okay, Prabhu, continue, please.
Transference of the atomic individual soul to another body is made possible by the grace of the supersoul. The supersoul fulfills the desire of the atomic soul as one friend fulfills the desire of another.
Thank you. Stand by, Prabhu. So what Prabhupada is saying here is transference of atomic individual soul. ये जो एक छोटी आत्मा है, इसको जब दूसरा शरीर मिलता है, ये किसकी मेहरबानी से मिल रहा है? By the grace of the super soul. परमात्मा की वजह से, ये भगवान की वजह से. The super soul fulfills the desire of the atomic soul as one friend fulfills the desire of another. Who remembers the verse which is very, very important? The super soul fulfills the desire of atomic soul. 8.6. Can you read that, please? 8वें अध्याय का छठा. For online devotees, this is the verse. Yam yam vapi smart bhavan तयति अंत कलेवरम तम तम एव इति कौन्तेय सदा तद भाव भावितः. यम यम वापी, जैसे जैसे भाव में स्मरण करते हुए आप इस शरीर को छोड़ोगे, वैसे वैसे नया शरीर आपको मिलेगा. Let's do it in English. Mataji, do you want to read the English part of it? Translation? Yeah.
Devastated being, one remembers when he quits his body, O son of Kunti, that state he will attain without pain.
Whatever state of being one remembers when he quits the body. Matlab, whatever you are thinking of at the time of death, that last point of death, whatever you are thinking of, hey Kunti Putra, that state you will attain without fail. Why are some of us in a male body and why some of us are in a female body? Huh?
Last time we were like other gender.
Can you relate to this verse? At the time of death,
Thinking of the other gender.
thank you, we were thinking of the other type of body. So if I was a female in my last life, I was thinking of my husband or brother or father, some male person, to get a male body, and the opposite for the females. Okay? So Prabhupada has made it very, the super soul fulfills the desire of the atomic soul. You thought of become of a male person, that's what you desire. Okay, let's give you a male body then. So the Vedas like Mundak Upanishad as well as the Shveta-Shutara Upanishad compare the soul and the super soul to two friendly birds sitting on the same tree. One of the birds, the individual atomic soul, is eating the fruits of the tree. दो उपनिषद का नाम लिया है, मुंडक एंड श्वेता-शुतारा. They both have the actually same verse. दोनों में एक ही श्लोक है, समाने विक्षे पुरुषो. So what this means is that on the same tree, stand by. There are two birds. Prabhupada actually explains. There are two friendly birds on the same tree. One of the birds, एक पक्षी जिसको हम अपनी आत्मा बोलते हैं, is eating the fruits of the tree, and the other, which is the Paramatma or Krishna, is simply watching his friend. वो दूसरे पक्षी को खाते हुए या फिर भौतिक क्रियाकलापों में लगे हुए देख रहा है. Of these two birds, although they are same in quality, one is captivated by the fruits of material tree, while the other is simply witnessing the activities of his friend. We discussed this. Two birds in this tree, इस पेड़ की संज्ञा दी गई है इस भौतिक जगत को. इस भौतिक जगत में ऐसे मान लीजिए एक पेड़ पे दो पक्षी बैठे हैं, एक परमात्मा पक्षी है और एक आत्मा पक्षी है. आत्मा जो छोटा पक्षी है वो भौतिक जगत से बिल्कुल आसक्त हो जाता है, अट्रैक्ट हो जाता है और क्रियाकलाप करने लगता है. और दूसरा जो परमात्मा पक्षी है वो आसक्त नहीं होता है, इसलिए वो सिर्फ विटनेस, साक्षी बन के देख रहा है पहले वाले पक्षी को. एंड both these witnesses, Atma and Paramatma, sorry, not the witnesses, both these entities are within our body actually. Krishna is the witnessing bird and Arjun is the eating bird. Although they are friends, one is still the master and the other is the servant. So here is a very classic point actually. one bird is Arjun. And because he got attracted to the body of his gurus, he got attracted to the bhautik jagat. He is the smaller bird, or he is the bird being witnessed. And Krishna is the witnessing bird. वो नोट्स बना रहा है तुमने क्या क्या किया. So here is the classic sentence from Prabhupada. You really have to look deeply into Prabhupada's purports to find these, what we call the stroke sentences. Forget, or master strokes, Forgetfulness of this relationship by the atomic soul is the cause of one's changing his position from one tree to another or from one body to another. हमें ये बार बार शरीर क्यों मिल रहा? Why are we getting one body after another? Yes, there are karmas. Why are we doing karmas which give us such a fruit that we have to keep getting bodies? Why? And Prabhupada here answers you that. Forgetfulness of our relationship with Krishna is the cause of us changing bodies. हम कृष्ण को भूल गए हैं, इसलिए हमें बार बार शरीर लेने पड़ रहे हैं. The Jiva soul is struggling very hard on the tree of this material body. Who remembers this verse? The Jiva soul is struggling very hard in this material world. किसको याद है?
Is
Well-
it struggling with the
Yes.
senses which include the mind? That one?
Yes, that's the one. Yes. What is that verse? हम इस भौतिक शरीर में फंसे हुए रो रहे हैं. Krishna says here, chapter 15. Those online devotees, we haven't reached chapter 15. We will reach, so don't worry. We'll see all these verses in detail. But मोटा मोटा समझ लीजिए. Just try to understand. ममेव अंश जीवलोके जीभूता सनातनः मनः शिष्टानि इंद्रियाणि prakriti sthani karshati. The living entities in this conditioned world, इस भौतिक जगत में ये जीव आत्माएं, आर माई इटर्नल फ्रेगमेंटल पार्ट्स, में ये मेरे ही अंश हैं. ड्यू टू द कंडीशन लाइफ, इस भौतिक जगत की जो जीवन है, दे आर स्ट्रगलिंग वेरी हार्ड विद द सिक्स सेंसेस विच इंक्लूड द माइंड. अपनी 6 इंद्रियों के साथ, जिसमें मन भी शामिल है, तड़प रहे हैं इस भौतिक जगत में. We may think we are very happy, but we do not know our real condition. So we go back to the purport we saw when Prabhupada says the Jiva soul is struggling very hard. And we know the cause is forgetfulness of Krishna. But as soon as he agrees to accept the other bird as the spiritual master, जैसे ही वो दूसरे भगवान को मानने लग, या दूसरी आत्मा जो भगवान है उसे मानने लगता है, दंडवत करता है, मस्तक टेक देता है, accepts him as a spiritual master, जो कि अर्जुन ने भी किया, and he did it voluntarily, surrendered unto Krishna for instruction. Then immediately one becomes free from all limitation. अगर आपको अपने जीवन से दुख हटाने हैं, क्लेशाग्नि, then you have to surrender to Krishna और भक्ति मार्ग पे आना ही पड़ेगा. It may be that you will still get troubles in your life, but by bhakti, by always remembering Krishna, you will gain the strength to be able to tackle those difficult circumstances. आपको झेलने की शक्ति बढ़ जाती है आप में. ये भक्ति आपके साथ आपको सामर्थ्य देती है. Okay, so we did this verse, all the two birds, Mundak Upanishad and Shutara Upanishad, हमने देखा इसको. We just saw the same verse. It's given by Prabhupada. Mataji, do you want to read the translation of this, please?
Although the two birds are in the same tree, the eating bird is fully engrossed with anxiety and moroseness as the enjoyer of the fruits of the tree. But if in some way or other he turns his face to his friend the Lord and knows his glories, at once the suffering bird becomes free from all anxieties.
That's it. So see, how to come out of anxieties is described by this Mundak Upanishad and Shweta Shutara Upanishad के इस श्लोक ने हमें बता रहे हैं. It is telling us how to come out of anxiety. Arjun, although two birds are on the same tree, एक ही पेड़ है, दो पक्षी हैं, एक भौतिक जगत में लग गया, लगा तो क्या मिला? What did he get when he got engrossed in the material world? He got anxiety, moroseness. हमेशा भौतिक जगत में ये ही मिलेगा. दिस इज ऑल यू विल गेट इन दिस मटेरियल वर्ल्ड. As much you try for happiness, even happiness will culminate into anxiety and moroseness eventually. But लेकिन एक रास्ता है खुशी पाने का इस जगत में भी. There's a way. If somehow or the other we can turn our face towards Krishna, we will at once become free from all anxieties. एक बार हम भक्ति के मार्ग पर दृढ़ता से अगर आ जाते हैं, हमारे जितनी भी एंजाइटीज हैं वो दूर हो जाएंगी. नहीं भी जो होंगी उनको झेलने की शक्ति आ जाएगी. इवन इफ ऑल द एंजाइटीज डू नॉट गो अवे, we will be at least strengthened enough to tackle those anxieties better than now. Mataji, please continue.
Arjuna has now turned his face towards his eternal friend Krishna and is understanding the Bhagavad Gita from him. And thus, hearing from Krishna, he can understand the supreme glories of the Lord and be free from lamentation.
Thank you. So, in the previous verses, he said, who has got 2.7? 2.7. Nahi prapashyami mamapnu snyad यशोकम उच्चोषणम इंद्रियनाम. ये शोक मुझे छोड़ नहीं रहा है. अवाप्य भूमाव असपतनम ऋढ़म राज्यम स्वर्णम चाधिपत्यम. अगर मुझे इवन इफ आई गेट द राज्य, द किंगडम ऑफ सिमिलर नेचर लाइक द डेमीगॉड्स, जैसे स्वर्ग के राज होते हैं वैसा राज भी मिल जाए तो भी मेरा शोक नहीं जाए. इवन देन आई विल नॉट बी एबल टू रिमूव द लिमिटेशन दैट आई हैव गॉट इनटू. So to remove that, what did he do? He surrendered to Krishna. 2.6. He surrenders to Krishna. Similarly, what we have to do is surrender to Krishna. Okay, Mataji, please, can you just, this is the last paragraph.
He is advised herewith by the Lord not to lament for the bodily change of his old grandfather and his teacher. He should rather be happy to kill their bodies in the righteous fight so that they may be cleansed at once of all reactions from various bodily activities.
Thank you. So what Arjun is being told is, don't shok mat karo, lament, don't lament for the bodily change of his old grandfather and your guru. सिर्फ बॉडी चेंज हो रही है, शोक मत कर. He should rather be happy. तुम्हें तो खुश होना चाहिए. To kill their bodies, मार दे इनके शरीर को, so that they may be cleansed of all the reactions from previous various bodily activities. इस जीवन में उन्होंने जो भी क्रियाकलाप किए हैं उन सब से उनका छुटकारा हो जाएगा अगर तुम इनके शरीर को मार दोगे तो. Because they will get the punishment that they deserve, they are now clean. Okay, Mataji, please continue.
One who lays down his life on the sacrificial altar or in the proper battlefield is at once cleansed of bodily reactions and promoted to a higher status of life. So there was no cause for Arjuna's lament.
So this is Hatvava. Does anyone remember the verse? one who, if you die, Arjun is being told, if you die in the battlefield, hatva prapashyasi swargyam. अगर मर गए तुम, हत्वा, you will get the swarga. Jitva bhokshase mahim. But if you win, Arjun, if you die, you will get swarga. And if you win, you will get all this big kingdom to enjoy. Tasmat udishta kaunteya. Therefore, get up, Kunti putra, yuddhaya krid nishchayaha. With determination, go ahead and fight. So तुम्हें पाप नहीं लगेंगे. This actually the word which is for the I'm just forgetting there's another verse which actually talks of the word. Yes, 38. 38 is let me just put it on for everyone to see, where Krishna will be telling us in a few weeks time that if you fight now, अगर अब तुम युद्ध करते हो तो तुम्हें पाप नहीं, you will not get any bad reactions. पाप नहीं लगेगा. सुखा दुखे समय कृत्वा, एक जैसा कर दो सुख दुख को. लाभ लाभ जया जयो, ततो युद्ध युद्धस्य न एवं पापम वापसी. न एवं पापम, तुम्हें पाप नहीं लगेगा. डू दो फाइट फॉर द सेक ऑफ फाइटिंग. तुम्हारा धर्म है ना, तो लड़ो. विदाउट कंसिडरिंग हैप्पीनेस और डिस्ट्रेस, लॉस और गेन, विक्ट्री और डिफीट. हार है, जीत है, खुशी है, गम है, जो मिले मिले, बट अपना कर्म करो. फाइट. एंड बाय सो डूइंग यू शैल नेवर इनकर सिन. तुम्हें कभी भी पाप नहीं लगेगा. एंड दैट्स व्हाट इन टुडेज commentary of today's verse, this is what Prabhupada has taught us, is telling us, that Arjun is being taught, forget about anything else. You are only going to do good. तुम अपने गुरु और साथियों का भला ही कर रहे हो. You will be doing good to them by killing them in the field of war, because you are only doing your duty. So very quickly, I think we are nearly there, finished. What are the take home points? आज हम घर ले जाने के लिए क्या लाए हैं, क्या है? What did we learn from today's verse? First point.
Notion lament over life.
Every ending is also a beginning. We talked about transmigration, right? Okay, tell me, what did you learn today?
That like building off of that, it's not like really the end for the person
Thank you.
when they like pass away.
Uh-huh.
So we shouldn't be like sad, like, oh, so and so is gone.
Very good. Very practical point. Prabhu, online devotees, if you have not heard what Narasimha Prabhu has given a comment, as per him, the take home point is, आज वो कह रहे हैं जो सीखा कि किसी की मृत्यु हो जाती है, if somebody dies, we shouldn't be lamenting. Yes, there is some attachment because we are human beings, but end of the day we must realize that the soul continues to live. आखिर में हमें यही मानना पड़ेगा कि आत्मा तो जीवित है, तो हमारे जो रिश्तेदार थे जिनका देहांत हो गया वो जीवित है. The person who has died is alive, but he'll get another body. Okay, what else did we learn? Death is a comma, not a full stop. You know, in English we have a comma and a full stop. So death is a comma, not a full stop. We are dressed by and for our desires. ये जो हमें शरीर मिला है, we are dressed by. हम, this body that we get is like clothes, and we are dressed for our desires. And the type of body we have got is as per our previous activities, whatever our proclivities are. We wanted to be, we were thinking of a woman, we got a woman's body. We were thinking of a man, we got a man's body. Anyway, we'll not go into the details of this. A question: is it good to get a body that fulfills our desires? I thought it was good to be a woman, yeah. Easy life, better life. So I think. And I get a new body in the next life as a woman. Is it good for me? I desired it. So is it good?
It's only good if your desire is spiritual.
Very good. Perfect answer. It is good only if your desire is spiritual. With those fruitive desires, भौतिक जगत की इच्छाओं से मुझे जो नया शरीर मिला, मेरी इच्छाएं तो पूरी हुई, लेकिन मुझे भौतिक शरीर मिला. आई ओनली गॉट अ मटीरियल बॉडी. Every material body is a bad deal for us. Why? It is subject to inevitable miseries. हमेशा इस भौतिक शरीर में दुख ही मिलता है. पसीना आता है, हाजमा नहीं होता. Sometimes we have indigestion. Sometimes we have bad smell coming out of our bodies. It's never a source of happiness. Fortunately, there's one escape, which is we can desire to love Krishna. अगर हमारे में ये इच्छा होगी कि हम कृष्ण को माने, कृष्ण का गुणगान करें, तो हमें उसी तरह का शरीर मिलेगा जिसमें हमें कृष्ण का गुणगान करने को. इफ वी लव कृष्णा एंड इफ वी चूज टू लव कृष्णा, our next body will be conducive to Krishna consciousness. We may get a spiritual body. And that's where we finish today. Anything you want to add?
There's a witness to all of our activities.
Yes.
We should always do it right.
Yes.
Then we
Yes.
will get at least good karmas and ideally no karmas, but where everything has been
Thank you, Mataji. It's a wonderful comment Mataji has given, that everything is being witnessed, so we better do everything which is right. Mataji, do you have the verse handy? Chapter 3, verse number 9? For those online, they can see the verse. What does it say? Yajna अर्थात कर्मणो अन्यत्र लोकोयम कर्म बंधनः तदर्थम कर्म कौन्तेय मुक्त संगा समाज. What does it say? Work done as a sacrifice for Vishnu. Vishnu means Krishna. Has to be performed. Otherwise, work causes bondage in the material world. आप कुछ भी इस भौतिक जगत में अपने लिए कर लीजिए, वो कर्म का बंधन ही बनेगा. There is only one way out: work for Vishnu or work for Krishna alone, for the happiness of Krishna. When you do that, then there will be no karmas. Arjun is being told the same. Do your duty because you'll be making me happy, Krishna happy. Do it for me, and you will incur no karmas for that. Okay. So we stop here. Thank you very much. Granthra Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki, Prabhupada ki, Go Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Thank you. So we should still go straight for. Thank you very much for all the online devotees. It was wonderful to have your association. Stop share. And hope we meet next time. We have a very small congregation, इसलिए हम लोग chanting नहीं कर रहे हैं आज. And we'll just go for the prasadam. So we'll be closing the channel now. Thank you very much once again. बहुत So thank you very much, and stop recording here.